Welcome to the kingdom. I'm Chris, and this is Good Enough Gaming. Howdy folks, and welcome to this unscripted video where I'm going to talk about something that's been kind of just stewing at the back of my brain for a while. And the other day I was in a Warhammer store and I was there for a couple hours and I heard a number of exchanges between the person working there and the customers coming in, and it kind of reactivated this thought I had that's just been kind of stewing, as I said, like a, as Morpheus would say, like a splinter in the back of my mind driving me mad. Okay, so here's what happened. Games Workshop used to give away these bags. Okay, when you bought something from there, they gave you these bags. About a year ago, they stopped doing it, and they said they were doing it because of environmental concerns. And the reason why that suddenly came to me this week is while I was sitting there, there were at least 3 or 4 customers who came up to the counter and they bought 10 things of paint, 2 boxes of models, some spray cans, all kinds of stuff. And after they paid, they said, "Do you have a bag?" And the person working there said, "No, we don't do that anymore. Instead, GW has gotten rid of these plastic bags and replaced them with these reusable bags." Now, I don't have one of those reusable bags because I'm not going to spend the $7 for a freaking bag. But they replaced them with bags that are kind of like this one here. Now, they're not drawstring, but it's the fabric. I'm sure you guys have seen stuff like this before. It's that kind of cloth. It's not canvas. But if you go to like a job fair or anywhere where they're giving away freebies, it's usually bags made out of this stuff. So Games Workshop replaced the plastic bags they had here with these semi-cloth bags that they have here. And they said, of course, they were doing it for environmental concerns. And the thing is, as I was listening to this constant exchange, "No, we don't have bags, but if you want, you can buy one. No, we don't have bags, but if you want, we can buy one." It didn't sit right with me. And suddenly all these pieces started coming together, and I wanted to chat about that a little bit. So let's start with the bags they used to give away. They used to give these ones here, and if you look at them, they are absolutely beautiful. How many times have you seen a bag that's actually artwork? I mean, there's some bags that have the nice logo or something like that, but on one side, you've got Age of Sigmar. On the other side, you've got Warhammer. This is something you could hang on your wall. This is spectacular. On top of it, it's a very, very strong plastic, right? Now, obviously, you could cut it easily. If I were to, really pull at this, I could break it. But this is a heck of a lot higher quality plastic than these, the kind of plastic bags that you get at like a grocery store or something. I mean, these fall apart super quick. So they got rid of these ones and replaced these with those because they said it's more environmental friendly. But, I'm having trouble believing that for a couple reasons. First, for anyone who has one of these bags, if you still do, open up the bottom and take a little peek. And look what it says. In case it's not showing up, it says, "This is a bag for life, and if worn out, will be replaced free of charge." So they made these bags beautifully looking and very, very strong because they intended them to be reused. They made 2 different sizes, that one, and then for their bigger box sets, this one. Exact same bag. I think newer ones had different art on them. One of them had, I think, a Night Titan on it. But the point is, they made these like it says here. Bag for life, and if worn out, will be replaced. They intended you to only need 1 or 2 of these. So if customers weren't bringing these back, that's not Games Workshop's fault. That's the customer's fault. And those customers who are more environmentally minded would remember to bring these back. One thing I thought was interesting is as I was listening to these customers, when they said, "Do you have a bag?" and the employee said, "No, I don't," every single one of them went, "Well, I suppose it's better that way. It's good for the environment." And I thought, folks, these were fine. You get one of these and they'll last you for years unless you really beat the heck out of them. So that just didn't sit right. And then next, if you also look, made with 100% recycled material. So the bags themselves are also better for the environment I don't know if these are made out of recycled materials. I'm not an expert in chemistry. What does it say here? It's in Espanol, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, well, I mean, it's got the symbol. That really doesn't mean a whole lot. But anyway, so that's one thing that just kind of bothered me. Like, they had a reusable bag. They got rid of it for a reusable bag. These were free. These are $7. And anyone who's ever used one of these knows that after time use, especially if it's out in the sun, these literally disintegrate. So they hold together pretty well. I mean, they're not terrible, but obviously you're not going to just need one for your entire life. So that didn't really sit well. And I thought, well, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing here. But then something else happened that same day in the store. The UPS man came in and he dropped off the store's daily deliveries. And he delivered 30 boxes just like this one. I actually borrowed it. I asked if I could have it. Once the store manager there finished emptying, I said, can I take that box and the paper inside? And I wanted to do that for a very specific reason. This box right here, and everything in it, like all this paper, see how much space is in there, right? Guess what was in this box? This. They used this enormous box with all that packaging and shipping for a single pot of paint. Now, it seems to me if you were really concerned about environmentalism, you would not make an entire cardboard box this size, put in the stuffing, the packaging, the shipping, for a single pot of paint. And keep in mind, folks, they do one of these boxes for every single customer order. They do not send one box with all the customer orders and then there's a sheet saying this customer gets this customer gets that. No. 30 boxes because there had been 30 orders, which means if 30 people ordered a single pot of paint, rather than one of these boxes that could carry all 30 of them, they would send 30 of these. That doesn't sound something like a company that's really concerned about the environment, because they're going to be driving around a massive truck delivering these day after day after day. So that didn't sit too well with me either. And then on top of that, of course, if Games Workshop quit making these beautiful bags because they were worried about putting plastic in the environment and plastic in landfills, guys, I got some news for you. You're already failing. Your whole business is making unnecessary plastic, a huge portion of which is going to find its way into landfills. Now, I know a lot of people will collect bits, they'll swap them. I mean, that's all well and good, but after taking off the base off this sprue, who's going to want the sprue? This is going to get tossed. It's a bunch of plastic made from a bunch of chemicals, and it's going to get thrown in the garbage. Very simple. Now, I know some folks have those chemicals that you can soak these sprues in and they'll reduce them back down to like a sludge and liquid green stuff kind of thing, but there's not too many folks that want to do that. The point here is it just wasn't adding up. If they already have reusable bags that are fantastic, they replace them with reusable bags that are meh, yet they're still not shipping in the most bestest way. Their product itself isn't exactly environmentally friendly. I came to the conclusion this had nothing to do with the environment, because we're talking about GW here. And then the answer hit me like it did when I first heard about it. It's just now I have all the evidence behind it. These bags were free. GW had to pay to produce them. Now, I'm sure they added the cost to the models and everything, so they weren't actually paying for them. But the point is, there was no cost to the customer for this. Whereas these bags that they gave out, $7. And so then I realized, all right, so that's what it was. It's just increasing their revenue, decreasing their cost, because I'll bet, I don't know for sure, but I'll bet producing these bags is a heck of a lot cheaper for them than producing these ones. Maybe it is, I don't know. I'm guessing, because as we know, GW is a business, its primary goal is to make profit, and boy, is it good at it. So it just didn't fit. And I think that was the point. It was about decreasing cost, increasing revenue, but being able at the same time to say, we're doing this for the environment. when I don't think they actually were. So next time you go into a GW and they say, no, we don't have bags, but you can purchase one, just remember, they weren't doing it for this. They're doing it for this. Let me know what you think down below. Where am I way off? Do you have any other evidence I missed? And I'll see you next time. Keep your dice on the table.